Quick note before I start this video. So I have fully recorded this particular video, and unfortunately there was some issue with Apple servers for iCloud. That's the reason why I won't be able to show you guys the output. So quick warning at the start of the video. Let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to perform CRUD operations for file like create, read, update, delete a file to iCloud in Expo React Native for iOS. So let's get started. So first we need to create a project. So for that I'll just open my terminal. I'll cd to desktop. I'll just cd to my workspace directory. Okay, so this is just a folder which I have created. I'll clear everything out. Now first we need to create a project. So for that you can go to this particular URL over here, just paste it, and I will be using this blank TypeScript template. Feel free to use other templates if you want to. The reason I'm using blank TypeScript because it has less boilerplate code and it has also has TypeScript support. So I'll just copy this particular thing and I'll paste it over here and I'll just click on enter. Okay, now let's just it will just ask us for the app name, so let's just wait a second. So I'll just press yes, and here I'll just enter my app. Now this will again take a bit of time, so let it do its thing. Then we need to go to this particular URL over here and open it inside a new tab. Now we need to create the iOS folder because we need to write native code. So here you will have to select Android device. Here you will have to select development build. I have disabled ES because we will be building it locally. I am on macOS. I have already installed Watchman. I have already installed Cas Zulu as well. I have already said sorry, uh, we need to select iOS device over here. Sorry about that. So again, disable ES. I have already installed Xcode. I have already installed Xcode command line tools as well, and yeah, I've already installed Watchman as well. Then we need to copy this particular command, and let's just wait for this package to get like our app to get in like created. So once our app is created, I'll just cd to my app and then I'll just paste this particular command. Once you have pasted this command, then you need to copy this particular command. So this will actually create the iOS folders for us. So now again this will take a bit of time, so I'll just paste this command because this command will take a bit of time because it needs to do CocoaPod installation. So if you're doing it for the very first time, it might take even more time. So let this install all the required dependencies, and once that is done, I'll come back and I'll show you the next steps. So as you can see, the CocoaPod installation was done, and in my case at the very end it errored out because it couldn't find an iOS device. Like I do have an iOS simulator installed, I don't know why it errored out. But in your case, like, this error is fine. This is not really an error because anyways I will run it on a real device later on. But in your case, if it is telling you to select a simulator, you can just press Ctrl C because we don't want to run it our app right now. We need to write a lot of code. If you want, you can run it, but yeah, for now this is fine. So the next thing which we need to do is we'll have to come over here, copy this and paste it inside a new tab again. Just scroll down and we'll have to copy this command. So we need to write our code inside this particular module. So it creates an Android and iOS module, so we will be concentrating only on the iOS module. So again, I'll just paste this command over here. Now it will ask you for a few questions like what should be the module name and everything. I'll just press Y over here. I'll keep everything as default and just press enter, enter, enter. So let's just wait for this as well. So you just press enter, enter, enter. So it has created the module for us. Okay. Then given that for iOS we again need to do pod installation because we have created a new module. So to pod installation, you can just copy this particular command and paste it over here. Now again this will take a bit of time to run, so let it do its thing. In the meantime, so here you can see it has started installing all the pods. So in the meantime, what we can do is we can just open our project inside VS Code. So I'll just quickly open the project. Sorry, this is my project. Okay, so yeah, this is our project. Now what I'll do is I will write down all the code which is required. Then I'll come back and explain it to you what all things you need to do. But one thing, make sure that you just go to your app, go to the iOS folder, Right, so I have written down all the necessary code required. Let's go through it. So first you will have to go to this modules, my module, go to iOS, and here you will, sorry, before that you will have to go to the src, sorry about that, go to src, go to my module.ts, and here we have created four methods. So these all things were present by default, I have not changed any of this. We need to create this four methods. So one is for create, which will take a value as well of type string, and whatever value you pass inside this particular method, we will be like adding that particular content inside our file and then saving that file to iCloud. So here is our create file method, then we have this read file method, then is update file and delete file. Don't try to use just create, read, update and delete, because I think delete is a reserved keyword and you might face issues. That's why I've been more specific, like create file, read file, update file. Update file also takes a value, and delete file. Now all of these four methods returns a promise of type void. To return the, so for read we need to actually return the content which has been read, right? So what I will do is actually in Expo React Native, what they suggest is to use an event handler. So if you go to my module.type.ts, here you can see they have already created this event handler for us, so we don't have to do any of this. So we will be, whenever we want to send some data from native iOS side to React Native side, like suppose when we are reading a file from iCloud, we will be using this value prop to send the data back to React Native side from native iOS side, and we will be listening for this particular event payload of value on React Native side. Okay, then on the iOS side, what you need to do is you will have to go to my module.swift file first, and here you will have to import a CloudKit. Then here you need to create a file class called my module, and here I have created this database called CK container. It is private cloud database. Now the here we need to pass an identifier as well, which is a container ID. I will later, we will need to modify this. I'll tell you later on how to create a container ID with Xcode. So don't worry too much about it. Here I have created it private cloud because I don't want other users to see files created by some other users. Also, while testing the app, make sure you test it on a real device. I think it will work on a simulator, but just to be on the safer side, just test it on a real device, and you will have to make sure that you have signed in into iCloud as well. Maybe before creating a file or reading or updating or deleting, maybe you can add a check just to see whether the user has already signed in into iCloud. I have not added that check, sorry about that, but maybe you can add a check as well, just to check whether the user has already signed in into iCloud or not. Then again, this all code is present by default. I have not touched any of this. Again, this also is present by default. If okay, next, once this particular code ends, you just have to create a function. So again, the function name should be the same what we have defined it inside our TypeScript file. So in our case, it is create file. So it takes a value of type string. Now I have created another method called create file in iCloud, for which we will passing this content. So sorry, I have hard coded that. So you will have to use something like this. I'll show you this method in a bit, but once the method returns a response, we send this back to React Native side. So that's what we are doing over here. Similarly for read file as well, again the method name should be same what you have defined it inside your TypeScript file. Once we read the content, whatever content we get, we return it back to React Native side. If there is no content, we just say no content found. If you want to remove this particular line of code, like file content colon, you can remove that as well. Then this is for update file. Again, I have created this method. Again, sorry, I have hard coded this. I'll just remove this with this particular thing. And once we have the data, we just do self.send event, and inside the on change event, we pass the success data as a value, and here is our delete file as well. So we just do delete file from cloud, and here is our success data as well, and inside on change we just do file deleted success as well. Okay, now make sure you are out of this particular module definition block, so this which was defined. Now here outside this you will have to create this file. So first one is create file in iCloud, which takes a content as well as a completion handler. So this is the name of the file. One more caveat which I want you to be aware about. So suppose if you call this create method twice, iCloud will create file with same name twice. So be very careful. This could easily cause chaos. You can create multiple files with same exact name and things will not work for you. So again, if you want to add a check just to see whether a file has already been created, you can add that. Again, I have not added that, sorry about it, but maybe if you want, you can add that check as well. Okay, so here is our file name. Like if you want to change the file name, you can do that. Then we create a file URL as well. Then we write the content to our file URL. Then we create a CK asset, which is again a type of thing in iCloud. Then we create a CK record. Then we assign the asset to our record. Then we just save it inside our database. And depending on whether it was error or success, we just do completion handler and completion handler in the catch block as well. Then here is read file from cloud. Here we just do a CK query. Okay, then we just do database.fetch, pass our query to it, and yeah, these are all the things which you will have to do. Will have to write. Unfortunately, yeah, it is what it is. This is how the thing looks in Xcode. So make sure you type it out properly, or just use Xcode if you are not confident. Okay, then here we create a switch result. We get the first match out of it. If it is success, then we get the asset out of it. Then we get file URL. We read the contents of the file URL, and whatever contents we read, we just pass it inside our completion handler. In case of error, we just do completion as nil. Then for again updating, here we create a CK query. Then again we just do database.fetch. Again, the result limit is 1, and this is all the how the result looks like. So yeah, uh, you can just copy it. Then here is our success. If it is first match and if it is success, then we just create a file URL. Then we write the content to a file URL, like the updated content. Then we create a CK asset, assign the asset to a record file, and then we just do database.save our record. If it is error, we just do error handling, otherwise completion is true. And again, for all this catch clause, we just do error handling as well. Then for deleting file from cloud, here we just create a CK query as well of record type file storage, and here is ns predicate of value true. Then we just do database.fetch, passing our query. Here is our desired keys of file, and result limit is 1. And here you can see again the same thing. This is really long. What do you call, return type, I guess, I'm not really sure, or input parameter type, I'm not really sure what it is called. Yeah, and then again we just do success. We get the first match out of it. Then we just do database.delete, passing our record ID. If it is error, then we just print out the error, else we print out success. And again, inside the else clause and catch failure clause, we just do completion as false. So yeah, that's it. Again, I'll simply scroll through this file. Feel free to pause the video wherever you feel like and just copy the code. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Okay, so the next thing which we have to do is we have to go to app.tsx and see how to use it. So first I have imported touchable opacity as well as text from React Native. I have also imported our my module. Then I have imported use effect from React. Then here inside I have just created use state, just to, this is just for whatever method we call, and once we get a callback or a value from it, we just like assign it to this particular use state variable. This use effect is listening constantly for values. So like I said, we have this on change event handler. So we are listening for it, and whenever we get a value, we just append it to our set data variable. Then the UI code is pretty simple. I have just taken 4 buttons. So first one is create button, and on click of it, we just call the create file method. On second button, we just call read file. On third button, we just call update file, and on fourth button, we just call delete file. And for the last thing, I've just taken a text element. Again, I'll just add some styling to it, just so that it is properly visible. And here we are just displaying whatever data we have inside our state inside this text element. So yeah, that's it. Now there is one more thing which we need to do. You can do is you just go to my app, go to iOS, and double click on this .exe workspace to open it inside Xcode. So let's just wait for this to open it inside Xcode. Like this does take a bit of time for the very first time if you are opening Xcode after your PC restarts. That's why let's just wait for this. So the next thing which you have to do is go to your project. Also, one thing which I forgot to mention at the start is this particular tutorial requires a paid Apple developer account. So yeah, unfortunately, that's the requirement, and I have taken a help from my friend. So here first you will have to select your team. Make sure the team is the same for which you will be using the paid Apple developer account, because we after this we need to go to icloud.developer.apple.com. I need to show, because we need to enable indexes from the CloudKit console. We can't do it directly via code. Then you will have to click on this plus capability button. Sorry, before that I'll just go to sign in, and here make sure you change your bundle identifier to whatever you feel is right for you. So I'll just change it to my Expo file upload. Typically like this is a very bad bundle identifier, but I think it's fine in our case. Then click on this plus capability, and you will have to click on iCloud. So click on enter, and here you will just have to check all these check boxes. Here you will have to click on this plus button, and here I will just type out iCloud dot your bundle identifier. If there is any extra spaces, make sure you remove it as well. So I'll just copy this bundle identifier. I'll click on OK. Now if you remember, we'll again have to go to our my module.swift file, and here we'll have to change it with iCloud dot uh, our bundle identifier. Okay, the next thing is you can run this application on your device, and in the meantime I'll just show you our CloudKit console as well. You just need to go to icloud.developer.apple.com and click on this CloudKit database. Okay, let me just move it a little bit so that you can see it properly. Then here inside the container ID you will have to select your container ID which you have just given. So let me just search if it is available. Okay, I don't. Okay, so here you can see it is present for me. The database which we selected was private database, so I think this here we will have to click on it, click here to retry. Okay, it is not showing it for me. I'll just quickly refresh this entire site. Yeah, CloudKit is a little bit finicky. Okay, it is still not showing for me. What I'll do is, okay, so this looks fine. What I'll do is I'll just run my application on a real device, then it will show our private public all that database. So let me just run it and come back. Okay, so here is the code, sorry, the output I mean. So what I'll do is I'll just click on this create button first, and here you can see file created as false. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just, okay, am I able to see any Xcode logs? Okay, I think I lost connection. I'll just rerun my application, but in the meantime we just go over here, just refresh it. I don't think we'll get that error which I want to show you. Let's see, just refreshed, and here you can see now I'm able to see all this. So I'll just select this private database, record type. Okay, it is still showing users. Let's just wait for our app to refresh. I think the file created was false for the very first time. It didn't happen for other tutorials which I made. I think this is an iCloud issue. Let's try it one more time. I have rerun my application. I'll just click on create. Okay, file created false again. Invalid bundle ID for container. Okay, is it? I just updated our container ID. I don't know, maybe this container ID is causing some problem. Hello. Okay, I'll just try changing this container ID. Maybe this is some issue coding with nobody dot my I don't know what travelist travelist upload, some random thing I'm giving. Even I don't know what this is. Just copy this. Okay, I'll just now will have to decheck this. If you are not facing this issue, you don't have to do this. So again I'll just do the same thing. I'll just do iCloud dot enter iCloud dot our bundle identifier, and we'll have to change it over here as well. Just paste it over here. Okay, let me just check iCloud. Okay, maybe I don't want to make any spelling mistakes, that's why I'm double checking it. Just make sure you save it as well. Again, this has been saved inside this my module.swift file. I'll rerun the application. Hopefully hopefully this works now. But like I mentioned, now again let's refresh our browser. I need to refresh our browser. Maybe you don't need to, because we'll have to find the new container ID, right? So yeah, here you can see trav list upload, database. Okay, it is still not showing the database. Anyways, let's just wait for the application to install. Okay, I think I just need to scan this because I'm running it on a real device. I'm running it via Xcode, but you don't have to do this. It's up to you, because sometimes when I just try to run it from the, okay, I think this is also giving me an error. Let me just try to run it again. Like when I try to directly run it from the Expo iOS, run iOS command, it does not pick up my real device, it always pick up the simulator. That's why I'm running it via Xcode, but it's up to you how you want to use it. And the advantage with Xcode is it also gives us additional logs. Okay, I'm facing some issue, like my app is not getting, so here you can see I'm stuck on this particular screen. So let me just get the app, like the bundle identifier is not getting installed, not bundle identifier, sorry, metro bundler. So let me just fix that and come back. Okay guys, so like I tried creating the file again it is failing. So I tried to look for this particular error message, and I just went to this particular website over here, and it says that there is an error with Apple server and not a sync problem. So yeah, like it mentions the issue is with Apple's iCloud. That's why I hate using iCloud. It goes down every single time I try to use it. But let me try it again, otherwise we'll just have to wait and watch. Okay, I think it might have failed again. uh, yeah, I don't know what else to do over here. I'll just wait for some time and I'll try to check it again. If it doesn't work, yeah, sorry about it, that's it. Let's see, I'll come back and show you guys if it's working or not after some time. I have waited for a couple of hours, but still the issue is there with iCloud. Again, the issue is with Apple server with iCloud, not an issue from my side, because I made the same tutorial with Flutter, React Native, native iOS, and with Godot iOS plugin as well, and I never faced, like I did face this issue for I think native iOS, but the issue was resolved quickly. I here in Expo I have waited for a couple of hours and I don't know what else to do. So in case if you think I'm missing something, do let me know in the comments. But yeah, sorry, unfortunately I won't be able to show you guys the output. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.